Hey, what's up guys, back again with another video in the Node.js and Express.js series. This episode we're going to be designing our game website.
It ain't cool to be crazy about you. It ain't suave or debonair to let you.
Okay guys, so now that we actually learned a good amount of Express.js and Node.js and all that fun stuff, we can actually set up for the future episodes by actually making the website look nice, because basically the goal of this series so far it's just for us to be able to create a gaming website. Okay, so we're going to be building a gaming website throughout the tutorials, and through those tutorials I'll be teaching you different aspects of Node.js and Express, of course, like I've been doing. Okay, but the reason we need to do this episode is because our website's really ugly right now. So we should make it look nice, okay? So we're gonna do that, okay? But yeah, so as you can see here, I changed the theme of my editor here, which is fine, but I just want you to know that so you don't get confused. And also, I installed a different extension. If we type EJS right here and press enter, I disabled the .ejs extension and installed the EJS language support extension, okay? So yeah, I just found that it might be better, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But anyway. Yeah, let's get started. So what we're gonna do here is design our website, like I said. But yeah, so we're gonna make a few changes. Like as you can see here, if we go to the game list route, it takes us to our game list, which is a list of all the games that we have here stored. We're just gonna change this to list, okay? Because they know it's a gaming website, and I know that it's a gaming website, so it doesn't have to be specified as game list. It can be just list. It's a simple change, but we're gonna do it. Okie dokie, so now that I did that, I'm actually going to change the file here too, because I changed it from game list to list also right here. So yeah, we have to change the file itself to list. There we go. So now, oops, a file or folder list.ejs already exists. Okay, I don't know why I had that version there, but anyway, let's delete that one. But now we're going to change this one that we had here to list.ejs, and there we go. So now it's a list. So let's go ahead and start this. Oh, I already started it. So just to start it up, we're gonna do nodemon. Okay, so that will start up our server, of course. And so we go to localhost 3000, and we can't load. It says cannot get game list, of course, because we changed it from game list to list. So let's change our route here. There we go. So now it's list, and now it shows it like that. Okay, and let's make sure the home page still works. And it does. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's a small change that we did there. Let's get rid of all this ugly styling. Okay, so let's go back here and let's go to our style.css folder or file, and let's just delete all this crap. Okay, because we're going to be using Bootstrap, because Bootstrap is very sexy and it's very simple. Normally I wouldn't use Bootstrap just because there's better things out there now, like material design and stuff like that. So but Bootstrap is still good, so we're going to be using Bootstrap because it's pretty easy, I guess. So yeah, delete that file, or delete the contents of that file, and we're just going to use this file in the future for like overriding our Bootstrap styles if we want to change anything and stuff like that. But don't worry about it right now, okay? And then now let's actually add the Bootstrap itself. So if we go to getbootstrap.com, we can actually do that. So the easy way to do it is just by, well, actually the easiest way to do it is probably just by downloading it. But we're just gonna get the CDN, which is basically a link reference, which is pretty simple also. So yeah, we're gonna copy that, and we're gonna go back into our header, because that's where you put your styles, of course. So we're gonna put it right above this one, okay? And so as you can see, we're gonna keep our style.css here because it's gonna be able to override this one if we ever need it to, because this one's gonna be our Bootstrap one, right? Okay, so this is our Bootstrap CSS here. So let's make it known that that's Bootstrap. So Bootstrap. There we go. So then also let's go back here. We also need to copy these, the JS, the popper.js, JS, and jQuery scripts here. So we're going to copy those. And we go to our footer, because that's where usually you would put your scripts. Put it right there, and there we go. So that's that. So if we go ahead and reload our website now, it should, yeah, it looks better now. So that's if you don't know, that is actually Bootstrap styling right here. So if we disable our Bootstrap real quick, you'll see if we go to our header here, let's delete this for a quick second. Okay, and then we'll go back here and reload. So that's it without Bootstrap, right? So now if we go back here, Control Z to put it back, and then reload here. Now it looks better, as you can see. It looks way cleaner, you know. So that's what Bootstrap is able to do for us, but it's also able to do way more things, as you might know, maybe. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm not a very good designer when it comes to web design. I'm usually one that uses templates. So I'm not going to use a template because it's too complicated for this episode. I mean, it's not complicated, but it's going to take forever probably to get everything set up. So we're just going to take bits and pieces of code from the Bootstrap website, okay? Because they have templates there and stuff like that. So we're just going to take what we need, and then we'll come back later if we need to change anything, okay? So yeah, so well, the first thing we're going to need, of course, is maybe a nav bar or a menu, okay, at the top. That would be pretty cool to have, right? So let's actually get one of those, okay? So if we go to examples here, and let's look for a nav bar that looks really good for what we're doing here. I think this one actually looks pretty good. Is it this one or this one? I think it's this one. Yeah, we'll use this one, okay? So right click, view page source, and we're going to look at the source code of this website, okay? And if you're not used to looking at the source code of a website, don't worry, you get an eye for it. I mean, it just takes practice. So if you look closely here, this whole thing is going to be the code for the nav bar of this website, okay? So since we're short on time, we're just going to copy all of it. And then, I mean, I'm going to do this if I'm not short on time either because, like I said, I'm not good at designing, so I'm just going to copy code most of the time anyway, and then mess around with it to make it my own, basically. So it looks good for what I'm doing. But anyway, we're going to go back here into our body, and so we can just paste the code of our menu right here. And there we go. So now it's pasted. And so, yeah, I mean, now the header is going to have a menu in it. Our header partial is not going to have this navbar menu inside of it, right? And so if we go to any page on our website that uses that partial, it'll show that menu, okay? So that's really cool, as you can see. So if we go to list also, it'll show the same navbar at the top. So that's really cool because we don't have to change the code or to add a navbar to each page on our website, right? It's very dynamic, But we have a little problem here. As you can see, it blocked out a piece of our website. So let me show you what it did. So if we undo this and reload, okay, this is here, right? But whenever we add the navbar, oops. Okay, what the heck? Oh my gosh, let me recopy it. I'm struggling. Okay, we'll copy this like that, and then we'll go back and reload, and now it's gone, right? It covered it completely, okay? And that's a problem that you might come across whenever you're working with Bootstrap. And so the solution I found is that there's a certain style that you can use within your style sheets that you need to add yourself. It's just some padding, really. So you can pad it so that the content of your page is below the navbar sufficiently so it's not covered, okay? But the simple fix is just to go to your style.css and paste this here. Just add some padding like this, okay? So if we go back, now it's not as covered, okay? So as you can see, it's in there perfectly. We can see it now. So that's pretty cool, right? And yeah, so another thing you want to do, pretty much always I've seen whenever you're working with Bootstrap, you want to have all of your content within a div with the class of container, okay? Because that will put it in basically some kind of special formatting, I guess you could say. I don't know, but yeah, put your code inside of a container div. Wait, let's go like that. Okay, so yeah, put it inside of div and then give the class of container, just like that. Okay, so yeah, that will do that. So I'm not sure if it'll do anything, and actually it should actually. Yeah, it's gonna push it in front, make it more centered and nice looking. So yeah, that's what the container does. And same thing if we go to list, it'll push it, or no, it won't push it actually, because what we did is we only made it so the div container is only on the homepage.egs page, as you can see here. So what we should do is copy this top part and add it to the header page right here, and then let's copy this bottom part and add it to the footer page here. So that will just put it on every single page that uses these two partials, right? Because partials you can use them on multiple pages, of course. So anyway, so now the div container encapsulates all of our content on all of our pages that use the partials that we just worked with, okay? So hopefully you understand that. It's pretty simple stuff, right guys? Hopefully you agree. But if you have any questions, you could always ask. Don't worry. So yeah, let's before we move on, let's actually edit this nav bar here, because it doesn't look like something we can really use yet. So let's mess around with it. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a home button here, but it says fixed nav bar here. Let's make it so it says our logo for our website. So we'll say Illuminati Productions, just like that. Okay, cool. And then what else? Oh yeah, so the second button after home, let's add all games. Okay, so that will show all of the games. And yeah, so, and then we don't need this third one yet. Or we'll just make an about page for the third one, whatever. Or no, we'll delete it. We'll add an about page later on. Too much work, right? So yeah, anyway, so now we have the search bar too, so we don't really need that yet, but it'll be useful in the future probably if you want to search for games and stuff. That would be pretty cool. So let's reload this, and as you can see, it looks really cool. But there's one more thing I want to add to our menu here. It's actually an icon. I want to add an icon to the side of the menu. So if we go to documentation, go to components, then go to, let's see here, nav bar, and let's look at the different nav bars. So as you can see, this one right here, this example here has a icon next to the title of it basically. So I want to add one of those to ours, so let's actually do that. So we just copy this piece of code here, and then we can go back. But the thing is, they already have one, as you can see here. There's just a little difference. They don't have the image tag inside of it. So inside of it, we need this little image tag right here. So let's just copy that. And we could always type it out, but of course it's easier to copy things if you're lazy. So yeah, anyway, so we'll put a space there, or we'll get rid of it for a second. So anyway, so if we reload here, we should get an icon, but we don't, because we don't have that image stored on our system. See, we're trying to access this little, or right here, this image here, but we don't have that stored. So what we're gonna do is, I've already uploaded it to this website, to our file structure. I got two images here. This is for in a second, don't worry about this one, but here it's gonna be our logo, right? So what I did is I made an images folder inside of the public folder, and so make sure you do that too. Make sure you make an images folder inside of your public folder. So that's where we're going to store all of our images basically, okay? So let's access that image by, let's get rid of this. And so as you know, public is already, we already made it so public is already assumed basically. We told it to look for everything inside of public. Where did I do that? Oh, right here. So now it's going to be set as the public external file folder, or public is the external file folder. So basically we don't need to do public images / cortex logo .png. We can just do images like this without public, because it's already like that assumed or whatever. So anyway, we have our logo here, and so let's add a space like I showed you before, like this, and so now it should look better. And there we go, so it looks better, awesome. So also let's make it so when we click all games in home, it takes us to those pages that we have, okay? So we can do that simply by just, you see the href tag? You know what a href tag hopefully is. It's just, simple HTML. So we can do /list, and then now that should take us to the list website. Let's reload here, and then let's click all games, and now it takes us to list. That's really cool. So let's click home, but it doesn't work, okay? So we need to go here, and we'll change the home one to just / for the root route. So that's, oh, there we go. So yeah, that works basically, and that's awesome, right? So yeah, hopefully you find this as cool as I do, because it is pretty cool. But anyway, so now that we have all that set up, let's actually change this so we can make this even cooler with Bootstrap, okay? So if we go to Bootstrap and we find this one right here, it's called card, and the card is perfect for what we need. We're going to be listing a bunch of books, right? So this is perfect, okay? So yeah, let's copy this piece of code here, which is going to be our card, right? And then we could use it. Let's go to our game list page. So this is our list page where we're going to be listing all of the books, right? We have our for loop from last episode, I think. No, I believe it was the episode before. But yeah, we're listing all of the games, right? So what we need to do is list every game here as one of those cards, like we're doing here. We have our own card here that we designed last episode, or whatever episode it was. So we're going to use that card that we just copied as one of these, right? So we need to change the code a little bit. So we're going to do it out here real quick so we can get it, looking nice. So we're going to copy this code here, which is going to be the title of the game. and then we're going to put it here as the card title. Let's copy the creator of the game, that piece of code here, and then we'll put here game created by, and then we'll put the name of the person who created it. And there's a button right here, and the button will say play game. Okay, so yeah, and then so for the image of the card, we're not going to be working with images yet because we haven't set up a little database yet or folder structure yet for that. Don't worry about that, we'll do that in the future. But basically what we need to do is put an image here, and I already have an image here basically, so we're going to put in that image. So we're going to do images slash image empty.svg. okay, so that's what that will do. I know that was a lot and I kind of went quick, but it's all very simple, don't worry. So the real parts of this series that are going to be important is not this episode exactly, because I'm just designing a website, but all the future episodes and all of the episodes before this one are the really important ones. So that's why I'm going kind of fast, okay? But I do want you to watch this because, you know, you might miss out on something I might change, you know? But anyway, so we're going to paste this here. And as you can see, the formatting is really bad. So, yeah, that's the problem with this, with VS Code. It doesn't really format EJS very well. So we have to do it ourselves, kinda. I mean, there are ways to do it, but it's not really that easy. So anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna try and format it a little better, and so that's okay. So yeah, anyway, let's just reload here and see what happens. And boom, we get every card here, and it looks way better. It looks cool, right? So now that we have that, let's actually make it so the cards are displayed, you know, nice, not just stacked like this right here. So let's make it like, you know, really nice. I'll show you an example, right? So we go to examples. See, as you can see right here, all of these are very nice. They're nicely laid out, you know, so we want that. So let's look at the page source so we can steal the code here. Yeah, so what we as you can see, what they did is they surrounded I've already looked at this before I started the episode recording, so I already know what it is. But basically, if you look real quick, you can see that everything is surrounded with a row. Okay, so all of the cards are surrounded by a row. That puts them in a nice formatting. And also every card is surrounded with a column class. So first let's do the row one. So we'll set a row here. Okay, and it's outside of it. We're gonna put it outside of the for loop, because of course every card is gonna go inside of the row, and there's only one row. Okay, so you'll see in a second, I think. So anyway, and then we'll copy this here, Control X, or cut, I mean, and we'll just put it like that. Looks good to me. And then also we need the card thing. So we'll copy this one here, and let's see here. We'll put it like this. We're gonna surround it, of course, and div. And then we'll do that. Boom. So it looks really cool. So let's check it out. Let's see what it did. And boom. Yeah, I put it really nice. Actually, that's really bad because the way it did it is kind of weird. It's kind of spaced together too much. That's kind of ugly, really. Let's see. Why is that? Oh, I copied the wrong thing. I copied the card div here. I meant to copy this column div. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're just gonna switch it out because we have two card divs. As you can see, I meant to copy that row. I mean the column div. So that should fix it. And boom. Yeah. So it looks way better. And as you can see. Watch this, okay? So this is the magic of Bootstrap, okay? So if we make this smaller, it actually resizes itself. Boom! Look at that. And so it looks it'll look like this basically on a phone or a mobile device, okay? So that's really cool. So anyway, I hope you like that. Some simple styling, and yeah. So one more thing I want to add is actually so we can click on this game here, or click on this play game button, and it'll take us to the game page. So if we do game / Fortnite Epic Games, it'll take us to this, right? And I don't know why this is not spaced very well, but anyway, oh yeah, maybe because we didn't import the styling thing here. So yeah, so let's make it so that it'll take us to this page, the individual game page. So let's try that out. So if we go to where is it, list, so the game list, okay, we want to edit this button, okay? So the href of the button, which is, you know, the location it's going to take us to on the link. So let's make it so it takes us to game. Okay, let's go to here. As you can see, the first one is going to be the game, and then the next one's going to be the title. Okay, so game title. And so the next one we need to get is the title of the game. So we can simply do this by grabbing U. I think that should work. Okay, Okay, that formatting looks weird. I hope this works, because I don't know. I think it's part. It thinks it's part of the link. I think that's a problem. Okay, so yeah, that should work theoretically, because of course it's EJS. You can pretty much put EJS code anywhere. It may look weird because the formatting is green for some reason, but that's okay. So let's try this out, see if it worked. So yeah, let's try this out. So we'll click the button here, and it says game/Fortnite. So that works. Awesome. Okay. So of course we can't go to the page yet because we didn't add the creator of the game. Because of course if we go here, it'll as the third one we need is the game creator. So let's add that one real quick. So we'll do / again, and then we'll get the creator right here. Control C, and we'll paste that, and that should be it. That should fix it. So if we load here, let's click any of these games, and now it says game creator /damage, and it's hiding the title because the formatting is weird, but it works. Likewise, it says Epic Games, Battlefield 1, EA. Awesome, it works. Okay, so let's not worry about the formatting. These, this how it's covering it for now. We'll fix that another time. But that's really cool. But anyway, so that's it for this episode. But yeah, hopefully you liked that. I mean, hopefully this wasn't too confusing. I know I went through a lot, like really fast, but hopefully you understand what's going on. It's not too complicated, but we did design our little website. It looks way cooler now, as you can see. It's very nice looking compared to what it was. It was terrible. So anyway, if you have any questions about what I did, you can always ask a question in the comment section, or you can click the Discord link in the description. Make sure you do that. Hang out with us, ask questions, whatever you want to do. Also, we have all of the code from today's episode right here. It'll be a link in the description. You can check it out, whatever you want to do. Bookmark for future reference, anything. So if you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and peace.